everybody. Guess what night it is? It is Sunday night. Yes, it is. And it is time for, welcome Michiana Keto Rockstars. This is your host, your funny favorite food addict, Amy Davis. Thank you for joining us for tonight's Sunday Night Live. I'm going to do my disclaimer now. I'm not a medical professional. Any information provided in this forum is not to be used as medical advice. Diagnosis, treatment, or services to you or any other person. Any information provided in this forum does not replace being seen by a physician. If you have a medical condition, please seek medical advice from a physician. And always, please consult with a physician before changing your diet. Also, feel free to post in the comments what city and state you are watching from. I know this is a Michiana Keto Rockstars. Hey Janine, post hey if you can, if you're in this live. Not everybody is watching from the Michiana regional area. Some people moved out of town. So if you feel comfortable doing that, feel free to post what city and state you're watching from. And also, if you're watching it live, feel free to type live in the comments, or if you're watching it on the replay, go ahead and type replay in the comments that you're watching it on the replay. And we're going to do, you remember buying, Janine says she remembers buying this shirt at Costco. Were we at Costco, Janine? That's awesome. That's hilarious. So Janine was with me when I bought the shirt. Cool. Apparently, that was a long time ago, and I need a new wardrobe, so you need to come back, and we need to go shopping again. Thank you. All right, so we're going to do a bunch of stuff tonight. We're going to make a keto pizza, and I'm going to show you how to make keto French fries, and I've also added one other thing in here because everyone's always asking about keto snacks, and I'm out of one of our favorite keto snacks. So I waited until this live to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to actually start with that. We're going to get those going. So I'm going to bring the camera. Yeah, Janine says, haha. Yeah, I do need some new clothes. Thanks for mentioning that. But we're going to come over here. We're going to step over here. There's a lot going on in the kitchen tonight. But I wanted to show you what I got going on over here. This is an Instant Pot. And you'll notice there is 30 eggs going on in here. Oh, and since Janine's in the group, if you have questions, feel free to go ahead and post your questions in the chat. If you're just joining, and hopefully Janine can help me facilitate some answers because I'm going to be busy doing some cooking here. But I have 3 of these Instant Pots. You can always do hard-boiled eggs stovetop, or if you have an egg cooker. But honestly, I just love doing them in the Instant Pot because I can do 30 at a time. So I've already loaded this up, and there's a trivet. You can't really see it, but there's a trivet in the bottom of that. Never put your eggs directly on the bottom. Always put the trivet in first. So I'm going to take at least a cup of water and dump that in here. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on. And then you're just going to hit the pressure cook on high. And you're going to set that timer to 5 minutes. So I've already set that, and we're going to just get that going. So I like to get about 30 hard-boiled eggs, and we hear that timer going off. The other thing I've got going on is I've got the oven preheating to 375 for our pizzas. And then I have set up some pizza stones over here with some parchment paper and a little bit of oil, avocado oil. And those are going to be for our pizzas here in a minute. Now, on the 22nd, I showed you how to make Maria Emmerich's easiest protein sparing bread. And I'm going to show you how to make a pizza crust and some French fries out of that same bread. So I have 2 pretty much favorite pizzas that I like to make. And the easiest protein sparing pizza crust is one of the 2 favorites. And I figured since we already did the bread on the 22nd, and this is one of my favorite pizza crusts, and I make her bread all the time, and it's pretty much you know, kind of a spin-off of that, this would be a good pizza crust to start with. Now, you have to have egg white protein powder, and you can get that at Whole Foods. I get mine on Amazon, and I make a lot of her recipes, so I get the 5-pound tub. And I know this is backwards because I'm using my phone, but this is the Now brand egg white protein powder, and I get that on Amazon. And it calls for 1.5 cups of this, but usually what ends up happening is I usually end up adding another 1/2 cup when it is mixing, because for some reason it's really watery. So we'll add 1.5 cups, which is 3 of these scoops for me, in there now, and I'll leave that lid off. I don't know if you can see this or not. Let me turn this so you can see me adding the ingredients in here. Okay, put this down. Okay, so that's the first thing we put in there. And then again, we have our allulose sweetener, which I showed you the last time. This just makes the crust a brown color. It's not required, but this is, I got this on Amazon. This is just all natural allulose Health Guard, and I got this on Amazon as well. And this requires 1/4 cup. So we can add that in there. And then 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And I like Redmond's brand because it's a really pure salt. So I will get that salt in there as well. And then 1/2 teaspoon of, oh, and I apparently didn't get my cream of tartar out again. I think I did that the last time, so let me get that out. I got it out, didn't I? Here's some. Okay, so 1/2 teaspoon of cream of tartar. And we will add that in there. And then, again, I like to add the everything but the bagel seasoning into all my breads. So I just sprinkle some in there. We're also going to sprinkle some around the edges of the crust. You get something, we're just going to kind of mix that all together. And then 1 1/2 cups of water. And I have that right here, and we're just going to dump that in there. And then we're just going to start this mixing. And I think she says she mixes it slow at first and then kicks it up to high. Maybe so it doesn't make a mess, I don't know. Okay, while we're doing that, I have, remember the bread that we baked? Okay, so Janine says Redmond's is mined in Salt Lake, Utah. Need to make a trip to go through the mines. Yeah, that would be fun. So this is the bread that we made on October 22nd in the video there. And so we're going to use this to make our French fries. So while that's mixing, I'm just going to turn this down here. So to make the French fries, we're just going to, and I'm going to kick this up to high a little bit. So we're going to kick that up to high. I'm just going to start cutting this into French fry size strips. And if you didn't see my bread video, you can go back to October 22nd and watch that. So again, you just cut these into French fry length strips. Now I'm only doing one bun, but you can do, or one piece of bread, but you can do more. Obviously, if you want to make more. Okay, this is usually about where I add another half a cup in because it just, for some reason, it just doesn't ever get really thick for me. So I usually add a little bit more protein powder in mine and then kick that back up. And then I'm going to come back and continue cutting up this bread. Okay, I don't know if you can see that or not, but we have little French fry shaped strips. So those are going to be our little French fries. Okay. Something else we're going to do here is we're going to take this and we are going to scrape the bottom because usually some of the powder gets trapped in the bottom. So we want to mix that up. We don't want any of that powder to get stuck in there. So I usually take it, I learned the hard way. To mix that up at least once. And it's almost ready. All right, so we've got our French fries ready. Let me get a bowl to throw those in. Okay, it's getting there, just it needs a little bit longer. So we'll give that a couple more minutes there to whip. And again, this is exactly what we did for the bread when we made that on the 22nd. Okay, so it looks pretty good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the camera over here. We'll grab this. Hopefully, I'm going to aim this down here. Don't have too many things going here. Okay, hopefully you guys can all see these pizza stones. Okay, everybody say, can you see them? See, I can see them in the comments if you can see the pizza stones. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab the spatula. Right here we've got the whipped pizza dough. Let me also grab my everything but the bagel seasoning. So we'll need that. And I already have the parchment paper that I kind of cut to the size. And you don't have to have pizza stones. I've had these since before I was keto. And you're literally just going to spread this. This is just like if you whipped egg whites. Remember how on the 22nd I spread this into like, and it's kind of tricky, but you can do it. I spread these into the little like bun shaped shapes. Well, now you're just going to spread them into circles for the pizza like dough shapes. And I promise you, it will bake like pizza crust. Just like it did the bread that we baked. It's just you're making a bigger one. Or 2 bigger ones. Now, I found that when I make this, it made enough for 2 crusts. Which is why I make 2 pizzas at a time. Which I don't know that anybody's going to complain. And it all depends on how thick you like your crust too. Maybe you like a thicker crust. But to me, this bread is pretty doughy. And Janine, I think you make this crust. Does yours usually make 1 or 2 crusts when you do it? I know when you've made this for me, I think you've only had 1 pizza. But maybe I do a thinner crust. So we'll see. Maybe we'll only get 1 out of this. Which will be okay too. I haven't done this in a while because I've just been doing pizza toppings in a bowl. Which you can also do, which I'll probably demo in another video. Let's see. I probably need a second spatula to get the stuff off of here. We'll see. We'll see how many we get here. Yeah, I have another spatula, Kristen, but this one someone got me for Christmas. I don't think this is the one I normally use. I don't know why I grabbed this one. Let's see if I can grab. I might need 2. Let's put some on this other one here, and then we'll just keep working with this one's smaller. So I have a big pizza stone and a smaller one. Like I said, this is just like egg white, so it's a little tricky, but once you get it in there or get it started, it's not so bad. The parchment paper doesn't help either. But this one, and I think I have another recipe I'll have to demo for you guys. It's with the pork panko and mozzarella cheese. Those 2 were my 2 favorite pizza crusts that I love to eat. This one I think has become my more favorite one over the years. And like I said, my sister, who is on this live right now, I think this is the one she makes for me when I come visit her. But I really do like, I think it's called carnivore crust. It's also, these are both Maria Emmerich recipes. And once it bakes, it rises a little bit too. And that helps. Plus, I'm not really used to talking very much while I'm doing this stuff, but we'll get it done. I'm probably going to make a mess on my stove here too. That's okay. We'll clean it up. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, oh, the other thing is if you don't have round pizza pans, don't worry. You can use the square ones and you can shape them in whatever shapes that you need to. So if you just have like, are they called cookie sheets or cooking sheets? I keep seeing these memes on Facebook about cooking sheets or cookie sheets. I always call them cookie sheets. So if anyone knows the answer to that, please tell me. Oh, I've never used a pizza stone. That's so cool. Yeah. So, Kristen, I've had these since before I went keto. So I just kept them and I still use them for my keto pizzas. Okay, so this is kind of becoming a mess, but that's okay. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect because we're just going to slop stuff on top of it anyway. So, again, they don't have to be smooth necessarily, I don't think. Because we're just going to put sauce. Now, what I like to do around the edges, hold on, I got the stuff on my hands, is I'm addicted to this everything but the bagel seasoning, which is backwards. So I like to sprinkle this again around the edges of my pizza. Because that makes the crust on the outside a little fancy. Okay, so those are ready. But you can really do any seasonings, but I really like the everything but the bagel seasoning. Okay. Ooh, I probably should have spread these out a little bit. Now they're hot. Ooh, and there's some Rogue tinfoil in here from last time. That's fun. Okay, let's put these up one. Alright, so now, here's the fun part, because these pizza stones are very, very, very heavy. Alright. You're technically supposed to preheat the pizza stones, and I didn't think about that. But it's okay, they'll probably bake anyway. So we may just bake them a little longer. Okay, so we'll put those in. Alright. We'll check them at 10 minutes. Alright. So it says 10 minutes. Kristen, yeah, you're supposed to preheat the pizza stones first. Alright, so we set that for 10 minutes. Now, while we're doing this, the next thing I'm going to do is get my skillet, and then we're going to put some oil in here. And I'm going to post this recipe. It doesn't tell you how much oil. Well, it does in the recipe. But I'm just going to put some oil in here, and I'm going to heat this up. Okay? And this is for our French fries. Get this out of the way. Let me grab my French fries. Now we're going to work in batches. Get this over here. Okay, because we got to hurry because I'm going to need my stovetop again. So we're heating up the oil. And I use avocado oil. I don't know. She says use parchment. I don't remember if I used parchment last time, so I just used it this time. It may stick to the stone. I don't know, Kristen, but I wanted to use parchment just in case. So we'll find out if it does after we bake the pizzas. Okay, so I'm heating up my oil. We have our French fries. Now, I found out last night that these cook really, really quickly. So you got to work very fast. So you're going to want some tongs for these. Can everybody see this pan? Do I need to turn this down a little bit? Okay, Janine says yes, definitely use the parchment paper. Now, I found out last night you do not want to put too many French fries in the pan because these cook very quickly. So, and I don't know if you want to salt them while you're doing them. I ended up salting them afterwards. But these brown, you can see they brown very quickly. So you want to turn them very fast. And you can use whatever oil you want. I like either avocado oil or I thought about using bacon grease. But the one side is already getting brown. Yeah, see, they get brown really quick, and I had some that even got black last night. I thought, well, we had a hamburger, so I thought, well, I'm going to make these before they're live. And then just have a plate with some So you work on batches and just do a few at a time. I dumped a whole thing of them in there last night and I couldn't control them. There's just too many. So just do a few at a time. Yeah, they're good. Make sure you put some salt or something on them. Seasoned salt or see, these are already getting brown. I may have to turn the heat down. That may be too high a heat. They get brown very quickly. So you may want to make sure. And then also the oil, you may have to add some more oil. Let that heat back up. But they're very good, and make sure if you're dipping them in ketchup that you use a low sugar ketchup. And again, for those of you who are watching tonight that did not see the bread, you can go back and rewatch that October 22nd live, and I show you how to make the bread. And then all you do is cut this up into strips. I think I had the hamburgers on the grill last night. And then this really soaks up that oil quick though. That's the only bad thing. But yeah, these don't take long to make at all. So while you're meal prepping, I bet you they'd be really good in bacon grease. Okay, so my eggs just hit the 5-minute marker. So when your eggs hit the 5-minute marker, you let them manual release for 5 minutes, and then you hit the quick release button. Okay, those are done. Yeah, see, they get black really quick, so that's why I only do a few French fries at a time. Now, my other favorite French fries are zucchini fries. So, in those you do on a tray in the oven, and these are very crispy. And then, my favorite salt, okay, I'm done with that pan. My favorite salt that you could season them with is this Redmond seasoned salt. And, or you could just use regular salt and pepper. So I'm going to sprinkle them with some of that. And there you have it. There you have like a serving of fries. And I just, for 2 people, I did 2 of the pieces of bread. So that was really yummy. So 1 serving might be 1 piece of bread, or if you're real hungry, 2 pieces of bread. And we had this for dinner last night with a hamburger. And let me get the ketchup that we dipped them in. So you can see, this is Primal Kitchen. This is probably the best option, and again, it's backwards, so sorry about that. But I also use G. Hughes. Low sugar. I think there's other brands you can have. So, again, taught you how to make the bread on the 22nd, and it's the same way we made the pizza tonight. So, okay, what questions is everybody having while we're waiting on the pizza crust? I may have to get this pan out of the way. Any questions from anybody? Get this over here on some hot pads and let that cool down. So we're gonna need our stove top. Yeah, the fries are pretty good. I really like zucchini fries too. But these are much easier to make than zucchini fries. So, I mean, literally, I always have bread in the freezer. So you literally just pull the bread out of the freezer, cut it up, and fry it up in pan. So I didn't really have to do any prep work for that today. Did you find the zucchini fries good? No, Janine, I found the zucchini fries were very crisp. Yeah, so I forgot to preheat the stone, Kristen, because I got everything out like this afternoon and I left it on top of the oven. Normally when I use a pizza stone, when I preheat the oven, I put it in and then I pull it out and then I do this. But those pizza stones are so heavy that they're hard to pull. I'm going to have to pull them out in a minute really hot. And they're heavy to pull out of the oven when they're really hot. Let me close my cabinet so you don't see everything in there. But we're going to find out here in a minute. It looks like they're baking. I just opened the oven. It looks like they're baking without them being preheated. But that's kind of the point of the pizza stone being preheated, is to help cook the Janine, do you use a pizza stone? You put yours in the air fryer, right? How do you do your pizza? I should demo the zucchini fries again. I did a video like a couple years ago. I think, cauliflower fries versus zucchini fries. Just an oven mitt to take them in and out. Yeah, and they're very heavy and hot. But I'm going to take them both out in a minute. And we're going to put a bunch of toppings on. And then I'm going to put them back in. And I'm going to show you. It is hard to spread on a preheated stone. But I've done it in the past. I don't know. Janine says she puts them on a cold stone or on cookie sheet with parchment paper. I'm going to pull the heated stones out and then we're going to put toppings on. And you can top them on whatever you want on them. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to put on them today. And really, it's so easy to make these. The biggest key is you got to have the egg white protein powder. And I buy the big tub and that usually lasts me a year. So it's kind of pricey, but it stays for a while. And I bake the breads and I make pizzas with them. And so, all right, so let's check out what's going on here. Okay, so it looks like they're ready to come out. So let me keep this preheating at 375. And I preheated it originally at 375. Okay, so I'm going to pull the pizzas out, I'm going to pull the crust out of the oven. Give me just a second. It's going to be a little tricky because they're hot now. And you can see what they look like. So let me get these out. Okay. They're already getting brown. So that's the allulose working. I don't know if you can see that, but so mine are probably a little thinner. If you wanted, actually, you wanted it a little thicker, you could probably just do one. That's okay. All right, so we got both of them here. Okay, so I got both the crusts out. All right, can everybody see what I'm doing? All right, so the eggs are also done. So one thing I'm going to do here, we're going to come over here. I am going to hit the quick release. All right. So I just quick released my eggs. I'm going to let those go. All right, perfect. Alright, so I got the pizzas out of the oven. I'm going to start with my sauce. I'm using Rouse low sugar sauce. And I have some already open. So I'm going to just spread this on. Somehow my center of the crust is bigger than the edges, but oh well, we'll go with it. Okay, so we're going to spread some sauce on. Pizza. This really, I mean, I think making these pizzas are easier than making regular clog your arteries, bad for you carbohydrate pizzas. I mean, yeah, it looked a little ridiculous that I had to spread this out with that silly, I don't know what Kristen called that. What would you call that? I need a new spatula. Kristen, I'm taking spatula donations. So whatever kind of spatula you think I need. Send me a link, Kristen, and I'll buy it. Okay. Although that was a gift from my son, so. Okay. Alright, is that enough sauce? Okay, and then I guess we gotta put some cheese on here. So we're gonna now cheese it up a little bit, or a lot of it, if you're like me. We might have to get a different kind of cheese out too. I don't know if I like a lot of cheese on my pizza. And again, normally I put like spinach and everything on these, but I didn't have those ingredients. I think I'm going to have to get some other cheese out. I just don't think that's enough cheese. Don't judge. Don't be judgers. Oh, my husband, he likes a lot of cheese too. So that cheese was not grated, but I grate my own Colby. That was just store-bought cheese. A little bit more in here. And at some point I'll demo how to use if you have a KitchenAid. Oh, and again, you do not have to have a KitchenAid to make that, but it's very helpful if you do. And Christmas is coming up, so if you have someone who loves you very much, putting a KitchenAid on your, yes, thank you. Kristen, cheese is a glue that holds my life together too. And I have been doing, okay, so the next thing we're going to do, sorry, I'm using my hands and they're clean, but the only two people that are eating this are my husband and I, so he doesn't care either. Okay, this is sausage. So we're gonna put some meats on here. Okay. We'll put some on this one too. I don't want to discriminate one pizza over the other. Ooh, it's kind of greasy. Sorry if I'm grossing anybody out, but I do have gloves, but I'm in my own kitchen, so. Okay, actually I'm going to wash my hands. Normally I put a lot of veggies on there, but I didn't cut that much. Kristen sent some sort of emoji. I can't tell what it is, but I'm going to actually unplug this. And we're going to put some pepperonis on here. Because I hope everybody loves pepperoni like I do too. Pepperoni and cheese. Slap those on there. Some of these don't look so good. I don't think we're using those. I got some other pepperoni in here. Okay, these are brand new. Okay. There we go. Oh, and you can freeze the crust. You can also top the pizza, although these pizzas are huge. These are ginormous. I don't know if you can see how big these are, but they're just like, I don't even know how I'm going to be able to lift this thing. Looks like it's 30 pounds now. But these pizzas are, you could freeze them. So you could probably wrap them up in freezer paper and then freeze them once you assemble them after the crust is baked. So this is something you could do as part of meal prep. My husband will probably be excited. Here's some bacon. We'll just sprinkle some bacon bits on there too. Why not? This is going to be like a meats. And then I think I'm going to put some onion on here too. We like onion. We like vegetables, but I didn't really have time to do too much. So we'll do that. And then we do like, I know there's at least one person in the group. Not sure if he's watching. All right, Jennifer, there's plenty here. Black olives. We're black olives people. And green olives, but I always have black olives made up. I like to put it on the enchiladas. I like Mexican food a lot. My husband, not so much. Okay, so I think I just lost a black olive. So he'll be happy because we got, when I do these Sunday Night Lives, we always have plenty of food. Okay, so next thing I gotta do now is I gotta lift these back in. I'm making a mess. Oh, I was gonna sprinkle some. Okay, one thing I didn't do, if you want to, you can put Tone's Italian seasoning. You can put onion and garlic powder into your sauce, but I didn't do that, so oh well. But just know if you want to mix a little extra into your sauce, give it some seasoning. But we already have the everything but the bagel seasoning in the crust, so that should be plenty. Okay, we're gonna pop these back into the oven. Ooh, tacos. Ooh, what kind of tacos? You just want me to make tacos, Kristen? So my favorite for tacos is the egg life wraps. They now have those at Myers. I don't know where you shop. Okay, I'm gonna pop these back into the oven for I think like another 10 minutes or something. These are huge and heavy. Okay, so these are going back in the oven for 10 minutes and then we can talk while we're waiting. Oh, and then I can show you what I do with the eggs. Oh, my kitchen's getting messy though because I'm doing too much in it. Okay, so popping these back in. All right, set a timer. And then I'll show you how I prepare my eggs. All right, let me get this stuff out of the sink. All right, move this over. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is, I think I'm gonna bring you over here. So what I do with the eggs then, let me bring you over here while those are cooking. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm filling up this plastic bin with water. And I'm gonna unlock this lid. Woo! You can see this steam coming out of those eggs. Woo! Okay, so those eggs are all done. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my grabbers. All right, and I'm just gonna start flopping the eggs into cold water. We're blanching them. All right. So what I do then is, and I'll just show you real quick, I may not do all of them, but then what I do then is I grab my trash can, and then I have my little plastic baggies here, and I just start cracking them, and I pre-peel all these, and then I put them 2 at a time. I know my sink probably looks messy because I've been putting stuff in there. 2 at a time. Sandwich baggies, grab and go, peel them. They peel, I don't know if you can see this or not, they peel so easy when you do them in an Instapot. 2 at a time. Yeah, 2 at a time. These like shells just come right off. So that's how I do my eggs now. And then I just put them in the fridge this way. And then we grab and go, like we love these. I love to sprinkle salt on them, Dennis, my husband, takes to every morning for breakfast. He's a truck driver. So that's how we do our, I just put these in the fridge 2 at a time in baggies. I'm going to put this back on here because I'll do the rest of this later. So I just wanted to show you how I do the 30 hard-boiled eggs. So, any questions on that? Yep, okay, so Janine answered Kristen's question. Yeah, I'm just, right now I am just cooking the toppings and it's smelling so delicious in here. Okay, my refrigerator didn't shut. There's catastrophe in there. Easy peasy. Yeah, so the eggs are awesome. So that's what we do for snacks and quick, easy breakfast in the morning. Let's see, I can put this dirty pan in there. What other questions are people having? Let's see. Yeah, the pizza. So I would say the crusts are mostly cooked, I think. Sit down for a second. Oh, that's nice. Sit down. The crusts are mostly cooked. And then they'll probably finish cooking with the stuff. Yeah, Janine, meal prepping is the key. I am such a stress eater that if I didn't have stuff I could just grab and go, I would not be able to do this at all. And I honestly think, so Sundays is my day where I do like a lot of fasting, but if I keep doing these lives and I cook on Sunday nights, I don't know that I'm going to be able to fast on Sundays anymore because my kitchen smells too good at night right now with these pizzas and everything. But the good news is I have 2 pizzas for dinner tomorrow. What's a silpat? Is that just on your oven? You could do it on a baking sheet. Kristen, like if you could do something like this. Silicone sheet, yeah, you could probably do a silicone sheet. I wouldn't see why not. And then I also had a round pizza stone, but it's possible. I gave that to my son when he moved out because he probably needed a pizza. Yeah, you could probably do it on a silicone sheet. I wouldn't see why not. Yeah, I just use the stones because I've had those forever. It's delicious. My only problem now is I'm going to have to cut those up and we'll let them cool, cut them up, and then put them in the fridge. Probably in foil. So yeah, so I've made French fries. We've got those pizzas in there. We'll get those nice and melty and then I'll bring them back out. What other questions are we having? Let me see if I can. What other questions? Parchment paper will keep them from sticking. I'm going to see when I bring these out. Yeah. When I read this, it says preheat oven to 375. It says prepare 4 large baking sheets by placing a piece of parchment. But I just knew from the past that I just did the 2 pizza stones. So, Kristen, if you're going to do this, you may have to just play around with whatever tools you have and just see how, your silicone sheets work and how many pizza crusts you can make. I just know I've always gotten 2 out of them. Oh, and always bring whatever keto drink you're drinking. I'm just drinking water tonight, just ice water, because Sunday's my day to fast. So yeah, you could, Kristen, make individual pizzas. Yeah. for sure. And like I said, you could shape them into square ones. Lately, I've been doing the pizza eggs thing. Yeah. Oh, my sister Janine, watch out for her. She's dangerous. She's the one who got me started on this, Kristen. She's the secret to my success. So she's the whole reason for this group. But yeah, she's full of great ideas. But you could do individual pizzas, and you can make, Kristen, you can make the crusts ahead and you can freeze them. So if you didn't want to make the pizzas now, you could make, yes, Sienna, yes, you can make keto fat bombs. And I did those in the beginning, but I try to stay away from, no, it's, well, sort of, yeah, well, it's just a little clip. It's not like a banana clip, Sherry, but it's just a little clip. Sienna, in the beginning I did some keto fat bombs, but I try to stay away from the sweets. Now I'm only doing sweets during holidays and special occasions, like if we have gatherings. And I think the fat bombs, I do better on medium to lower fat, or medium fat, and fat bombs are like a lot of fat. So a fat bomb is like, sometimes it's like a keto treat, Kristen, where you can take like chocolate or strawberry or cookie dough, and they're great a lot of times for people who are just starting out, and they, you know, you're trying to wean off regular food, and you know, instead of eating Chips Ahoy or whatever, you could just make like a chocolate chip keto fat bomb. And when you're craving something, you could just go for that instead of whatever the bad, yeah, whatever the bad food is. But when you're starting to get really strict and you're trying to lose, you know, you've already lost, like, you're trying to lose that last 20 pounds, stuff like that might stall you a little bit. So it just depends on where you're at in the journey. But if you're just beginning and you're trying to get off of other stuff, replacing the bad junk with fat bombs might be a good place to start. Yeah, see, that's the problem with those, Sienna, is when you eat stuff like that, you could gain. So I stay away from that stuff. But if you're getting off of a standard American diet, is what they call it, it might be okay to start out with some of those things. Okay, so we are back at Pizza Central. Let me take a look at these and see if the cheese is all melted. And okay, so it's looking pretty melty. So I think I'm going to pull them out. Plus, we're actually not going to eat these today. The fat that's in them, I think, is... Hey, Janine, do you have a fat bomb recipe handy that you could look up and maybe, like, give an example? Because I'm going to pull these pizzas out. Cream cheese. Yeah, thanks, Sienna. Cream cheese is a good example. Okay, so let's take a look at these. Alright, so... And again, you can put what... Ooh, these look delicious. Alright, so these are really hot. Sometimes I just pull the whole tray out. I'm going to take my time here so I don't hurt myself. Okay, so I don't know if you see any at all. But we now have two hot pizzas. I'm going to turn that off. And it smells so good in here. And I would totally do this and get this ready. We order pizzas from Pizza Hut or something for regular people. And then make my keto pizzas. Or like if Janine comes into town, her family, her and I both eat like this, I would make one of these for her and I. Okay, I don't know if you can see these. But, oop, I guess I'm going to put that in all the way there. Okay, so can you guys see these? Oh, and you can put whatever you want on these. Obviously I had a lot of meats, but Dennis and I pretty much like the same stuff. So, yeah. Oh, Jenny just sent, yeah, the cookie dough one. Okay. Oh, gosh. I'm going to let this cool down, and then I'll probably have to cut them up a little bit, put them in the fridge, but we're going to eat pizza for a while. And then, again, I'm going to show you guys the French fries I made again, which I can't even try a bite because I'm fasting. But I have a hamburger for tomorrow so that I need to eat up, so I'll have those tomorrow. And again, this, I wanted to see, let's take a look to see if it sticks to the pan. Let me get a different spatula. And we'll see if we can get under there. All right, let me see what's going on with this parchment paper. Look at that. I'm pretty sure the whole pizza is just sliding around on here, Kristen. See that? No sticky. So I did spray it with a little bit of oil. So there's oil, avocado oil. I have a little sprayer. And I think I showed this. I bought this on Amazon. Oil, yeah. This is my avocado oil. I bought this. I get this at Sam's. Bought this on Amazon, and then I just dumped this in here, and it's a little pump sprayer. I don't like using olive oil anymore for anything that gets heated up because it has a low smoke point. Yeah, I just use that little pump sprayer for anything. And then I save my bacon grease. So bacon grease and olive oil are really the only two oils that I use because oil is expensive and I'm cheap. So I save my own bacon grease and then I use that. But voila, I made pizzas. I showed you guys how to hard-boiled eggs. We made keto French fries. What other questions is anybody having? That took pretty much the whole hour. I made a colossal mess in my kitchen, but that's okay. We got a lot accomplished tonight. The crust ingredients. Okay, we can go through those real quick. The crust ingredients are 1.5 cups of egg white protein powder. And I'm gonna post these recipes after the fact. So 1.5 cups of egg white protein powder. I end up always having to add an extra 1/2 cup, and I use the Now brand, and it has to be egg white protein powder. It cannot be whey, cannot be pea protein. It has to be egg white, and you can get that at Whole Foods, but I order it on Amazon. Then 1/4 cup of monk fruit, allulose brand, but this is optional. And that just turns the crust brown, Kristen. You don't have to use that. Only if you want that brown color. And then 1/2 teaspoon of salt, but I like Redmond's real salt because it's pure and it's mined in the where is that, Janine? It's mined in the Salt Lake, the Utah, right? Salt Lake. Yeah, that's it. And then 1/2 teaspoon of, 1/2 teaspoon of cream of tartar. So that, and then, okay, I got baking powder out, but I didn't need that. Okay, that was all those, and 1 1/2 cups of water. And you dump that in the mixer, and then you mix it, and then I usually end up having to add, like I said, another 1/2 cup of egg white protein powder. And then I also like, Kristen, to add, and I just add sparingly everything but the bagel seasoning. And then I also sprinkle that around the edges of the crust. And again, I'm going to post this recipe onto the live, as well as the recipe for the French fries. And then, so you can go back and read it too. Any other questions? So yeah, and then I can also do my other favorite pizza crust. This one's just so easy that it, honestly, it's the one I make anymore. The other one uses a pork panko crust and I think mozzarella cheese. It's probably more like a, oh, are you talking about this stuff? The Everything But the Bagel? I do too. And did you know that I found a dill pickle flavored Everything But the Bagel and a sriracha or something? I don't know, I about flipped my rod when I found that. Yep, I'm going to have to start making some creations, but man, I just put cream cheese on stuff and sprinkle this on top of the cream cheese. I make Keto Dad's 90-second bread and then sprinkle this on everything. It's like my go-to, like, I've had a bad day, I need some carbs, but I can't eat carbs, so I make his 90-second bread, put some cream cheese on it, and sprinkle that stuff on there. Boom, I feel like I'm eating carbs, but faked myself out. So, yeah. Yeah, it feels like I had... Oh, I'm going to have to demo the Stupid Easy Bagels. I put that in the bagels, too. Everything But the Bagel seasoning. I feel like the next time I do this, yeah, Sherry, I'll come over. Let's just cook. I feel like next time, does anybody want something sweet? Do I need to do something sweet? I don't eat a lot of sweets because they kind of stall my weight loss, but what does everybody want to see? I felt like pizzas. Okay, Kristen, I'm coming over. I feel like you live far away, though. I just made this chocolate chip cookie cheesecake thing that I never made before, and it was the bomb. It was so good. I feel like I need to make that next week. Plus Dennis would be, that's not that far, Kristen. Maybe we can do a live at your house. I feel like I need to make this chocolate chip cookie cheesecake thing. It was so delicious. But I don't know, I need to know what everybody wants to eat, and I can just try to make it. But it's kind of something that doesn't take 5 hours to make. So, all right, guys. Any other questions? What sweetener? Oh, Kristen, that's great. Let me show you my favorite sweetener. Hold on, I've got to find it. It's up here somewhere. My favorite sweetener of all time. I just dropped something. Is this one, and I haven't found it in a while, but I think it's on Amazon. This is monk fruit sweetener. Monk fruit sweetener is my favorite one. But for the bread, it calls for this allulose. So for the bread, I use this one. But they've been having these crazy deals on Amazon. I don't know. Let me see if I can find this. I think it's buried. I don't think I can get to it. Oh. So, my girlfriend at work, she's not keto, but she's been sending me like these 5-pound bag deals. So I've been getting these like crazy deals on, I got allulose, I got another thing of monk fruit, I think. See if I can find that one. Oh, here it is. I think I'm gonna get stuff falling on me because I need to organize this. But, oh, I got this Duralife 5-pound bag, I think. I got this on Amazon. 5-pound bag for like, we'll make it for Thanksgiving. Sherry, if I make it for Thanksgiving, I'll have to make it without coconut because you can make it with or without coconut. And yeah, stevia's okay. Stevia's getting a bad rap. They say it's got heart, something related to the heart. But I don't know good, better, best. I don't know, just do your research. I don't know what's going on with that. Janine, I don't know if you have any insight to that. One article in the newspaper said someone came out and said it was linked to heart attacks or something, but I don't know. I don't know if that can be verified or not. So just do what you feel is comfortable for you, Kristen. Monk fruit's my favorite. I do use stevia. I drink the Zevia Cola, which has, yeah, exactly. At least we'll die skinny. I feel like you drink cola with stevia in it, it's better than all the other sweeteners with like aspartame and all that other stuff. So whatever, just pick which one you like. And I don't know, monk fruit's my favorite, but I do drink the Zevia cola, and that's got stevia in it. So, and I'm not gonna stop. But you guys do what you feel is best for your body. I don't know. I'm not gonna stop. I've cured a lot of my health issues doing it, so yeah, there was an article that said it was related to heart issues. I don't know. I rolled my eyes. I don't know. I'm like, okay, but they want you to put real sugar in your body and have diabetes, so whatever. That's all I'm gonna say about that. So, but my favorite's monk fruit anyway, but it's okay. But yeah, there's some weird deals you can get on. I think I have more sugar. I don't even know if this stuff goes bad, but I hope not, because I have like 50 pounds of keto sweeteners now. So I guess I better demo some baking in this. Maybe that's what I'll do next week. You guys will have to tell me what you want to eat. It's too bad you guys aren't here to eat these pizzas with me, because they look really good. You'll have to take another look at them. I mean, there's nothing better than homemade pizzas. The protein powder and monk fruit on Amazon. Yeah, they smell really good, and I can't eat anything right now, but that's okay. I'll put them away for this week. So Dennis will be happy. John says on his way. Hi, John. That's my brother. Sherry's my sister-in-law. My brother says he's on his way too. So, yeah, there were some weird links. My coworker is a couponer. I'm not a couponer. Yeah, Kristen, so good to meet you too. Welcome to the group. If there's anything you want me to demo, I will do my best. Oh, taco pie. I should do taco pie too. That's one of my favorite meals. Maybe I should do taco pie next week. Nice to meet everybody. I think I'm going to wrap it up. We're a little bit over the hour, and I got to clean up this mess in my kitchen. So, gasp, you're so funny. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you next week. Have a good evening. Have a nice week. Talk to you later.